In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make your girlfriend submissive. Now, specifically, you need to do these three things to make her submissive. And I received a request from one of my subscribers on this video. So that's what we're going to get into today is how do you make your girlfriend submissive? But first, before I get into all that, I want to do my regular intro here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right. So shout out to one of my subscribers who asked me to do this video. And I said I would do this video and the three things that you can do to make your girlfriend submissive. But before I get into the topic, I want to cover a couple things. So first, he said specifically, can you talk about and make some comments on how to check her? I'm just taking a look at my notes. How to check her, how to put her in her place, how to tell your girlfriend no male friends, and basically how do you do all this without showing anger, or else she might feel that you're insecure, you're jealous, you're controlling, you're weak. All right, so these were the comments that he said for me to address in this video. Okay, so before I get into the three things, I just need to first, I need to cover this. So it's a masculine frame, okay? It all starts from the beginning. And you need to keep that masculine frame all the way through your dating. And it starts as early as planning the first date, to the first date, the second date, and so forth, right? So there's a lot of things. I've covered masculine frame in a lot of my videos, and this video is not about masculine frame per se, because I'm going to make an assumption. Let's say you have been practicing masculine frame, right? And you have masculine frame in your dating with this person. But there's a few things that come up, some shit tests, whatever, right? Like, for example, he said, oh, what do you do with if she has male friends and you don't want to be, you'd show you're angry and insecure and jealous and stuff like that. Okay, so things are going to come up when you're dating, and this is important as part of your masculine frame. And how do you make her submissive? Basically keeping her submissive. Now, when I say submissive, I'm not saying it in a negative context. I'm just saying it in a context of you're the leader, you're the man, you are the masculine one, right? You're the one that takes charge. You're the one who has control over your emotions. And she's submitting to you. And just the sheer act of sex is a form of submission by women. Women are allowing you to penetrate her. It's an act of submission, okay? That's the context here. So when you are, now I'm talking psychologically. So this video is about the psychological. How do you make her submissive, or how do you keep her submissive? Okay, so I'm gonna just get right into this. So number one is you need to communicate, and I have a whole bunch of notes here, and that's why if you see me looking here, is you need to communicate openly when things bother you. So some of us guys are a little picky, but I'm just going to go into a couple of examples. Okay, so for example, so she's flirting with someone at the gym. That is not okay. She's clearly testing you. You know what she wants? Just to stay on this one for a second. She wants a little bit of jealousy. She wants you to react. Now, what you're going to do is you're not going to react in the way that she thinks, right? What you're going to do in the case of communicating openly at the gym, you wait, you do not engage with her at the gym. You let it go. Don't say anything. And then you also don't want to do it in the car. So you wait, you get home, her place, your place, whatever, and you say, hey, look, I want to discuss something with you. And she's like, okay, sure. And say, look, you're really great, and I enjoy my time with you, and something happened today that I want to bring up and just have a conversation about. And she's like, okay. So again, you're being respectful, but you're also holding firm, right? So you say, well, I noticed that from my perspective, it seemed like you're flirting with that guy at the gym. Now, she will laugh it off most likely. Oh, no, no, he's just a friend or whatever. Or, well, what do you, whatever her reaction is. Now, what you are looking for is you're looking for her to apologize, for her to say, I'm sorry you felt that way, or I'm sorry if that's how it came across. Most women will not say that. Most women will not take accountability. They will get defensive. And this is what you need to address. If she says, hey, I'm sorry that came across that way, that wasn't my intent, you know you've got your masculine frame and she's being submissive by recognizing, look, what I did was not okay. So if she says, I'm sorry, um, you're right, I probably came across as flirting, drop it and say, okay, cool. No, I just wanted to mention that to you, and thanks for recognizing that. Move on. That's it. It's done. Now, most times she's not going to react that way. That's what you need to check, and this is how you check it. So she's getting defensive and all that stuff, and say, well, okay, let me ask you this. How would you feel if I was doing that right in front of you? So she's going to, again, depending on how she reacts. So you want to keep, you basically what you're looking for is you're looking for her to recognize what she did was not okay. And you don't necessarily need an apology, but you need her to recognize, wait a minute, he's right. I shouldn't have done that. So if she keeps going on about it and says, well, I don't understand, for example, the subscriber, and he said, how do you come across and not seem like you're jealous or you're controlling? Well, she might. So this is the thing. If a woman now is trying to spin it on you, you've seen behavior that is not acceptable, right? And she's now trying to spin it on you, and she says, I think you're being jealous. I think you're being controlling. And again, guys, remember, you are an alpha male, right? You are a masculine male. You're the leader. You're the guy in the relationship. You're the one who has low emotions. You're stoic, right? So this is the thing. A lot of guys get freaking emotional about these things. You need to be very stoic, keep your emotions at bay. And if she's not keeping in line, you kick her to the curb. That's it. You have another option, right? She needs to recognize, wait a minute, you're not messing around. Like this is a conversation about respect, not about jealousy, not about controlling. So, but if she brings that in and she says, I think you're being controlling, you're being jealous, and say, look, this conversation is clearly not going in the direction that I thought, because from my perspective, you were flirting blatantly right in front of me, and that's not okay with me. So why don't we take a break? And I'm going to go to the gym now, or why don't I start making dinner? So when you say the word, let's take a break, you're not meaning let's break off. But in her mind, she's going to think, oh, what do you mean take a break? What? Going to break off with me? So you get up and you say, let's perhaps continue this conversation another time, but I'm going to start making dinner. You go and basically you ignore her, not ignore her, but you go start making dinner. But better yet, you say, look, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go get some groceries. Like basically you want to try and remove yourself from her in the place, so that she has some time now to think about that conversation. And now she's fucking freaking out. She's like, oh shit, I might lose him now. And because again, what you want her to do is come back to the spot of, what I did was not cool, and recognize it. All right. So that's an example of how to deal with the gym situation. Another example is she has a lot of male friends. So this one you can't nip once you're dating. Once you're dating and you've known all along that she's had lots of male friends, and now you're saying, oh, I don't want you to have all these male friends, it's too late, man. It's too late. You can't tell her, oh, I don't want you to have male friends anymore, when you've already been dating for months or weeks. So basically, at the very beginning, if you find out she has a lot of male friends, you need to decide right then and there whether or not you want to continue to date her or not. So that's how you deal with the whole male friends things. So I'm still on point number 1, by the way, guys. So Next thing on communication of the things that are bothering you, let's say she's a pillow princess. Oh. So I've had this happen to me a few times where the first few times you're being intimate and she's a pillow princess. Basically, she just wants to be pleased and she's not that interested in pleasing you back, or she gets frustrated because it's taking you too long, or she's like, you know what, I'm gonna go to bed now, I'm tired, that kind of business. Well, I nip that right in the butt right away, and I will not say pillow princess, but I'll say, hey, look, um, you're being a little selfish right now. She'll go, what do you mean? And I'll say, well, I just spent 45 minutes working on you and pleasing you, and now you don't seem to want to please me. And it's that is either going to go one of two ways. She's going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come across like that. Or she gets defensive and she reacts and says, well, it's my body, I have a right to say no. If she reacts that way, then this is how I handle that. I say, okay, well, look, obviously the vibe is not right, and I don't like the way I feel right now in this situation, so I'm going to go home. Why don't we touch base tomorrow? I tell you guys, every freaking time I've said that, every time I've said that, they've been a pillow princess, and I've said the vibe's off and I'm going to go home, things turn around and we end up having sex and I end up getting some pleasure. Okay? So they need to realize that you are willing to get up and walk away. That's the whole thing. But you keep your cool, you're stoic, you're not getting all emotional, you're not getting angry, you're not crying like a little girl or any of that. You're just very like fatherly. Okay, just leave you with that. All right, so that's number one. Thanks for sticking with me, man, because there's a lot to cover in this one. So number two is you need to be firm on your expectations. Okay, so for example, last minute date cancellation bullshit. I have a 3-strike rule. Depending on the vibe and how much I like her, I'll go the 3 strikes max. Typically it's 2 strikes. So if she cancels the first time, I'll let it go. The second time, I will say, hey, look, this is the second time you've canceled. And it's really important to me that when I start to see somebody, that I can rely on them. So they're going to get a little insecure. Usually this works when I say, look, I've had a problem with women in the past not being very reliable, and this is the second time you've canceled on me, and hoping this time this actually, you actually show up and you stick to the plan. Again, most women are looking for that kind of father figure. As weird as that is, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a man that can check them, put them in their place, not get too emotional, just like a father, a good father will not get upset with his daughter or his son and be very like neutral and say, look, you did this wrong, let's not do that again, kind of thing, right? So that's number two. And then number three, it's kind of basic, but a lot of women complain about this, is like you need to take the lead. So the way to keep her submissive is by communicating your boundaries or communicating what's bothering you, right? Being firm on your expectations. And number three, taking the lead. Always. You're going to get this, man. You're going to get it. She's going to say, so what do you want to do tonight? Come up with something. What do you want to eat tonight? Come up with something. Or you say, hey, on Saturday, why don't we go to this place? You never ask her, what do you want to do tonight? What do you want to eat? And if she asks you, what do you want to do? What do you want to eat? You tell her. So it's the same with planning dates. Like you choose the place, you choose the day, you choose the time. That's what they're looking for. All women want a guy to take a lead. And again, fatherish kind of vibes. They're looking for that, basically looking for the father that they never had. And most women have shitty fathers, have had shitty fathers, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that father that they've never had, and that's how you essentially keep women submissive, is being that leader, communicating, having expectations, or specifically what you're looking for, rules around that, not rules, but boundaries. I hate to use that word, boundaries. And number three is you are always taking the lead, right? So hope you like this video. Thanks for sticking with me, man, and we'll see you next time.